Hi genderqueer chat, it's Amelia. It is currently 4:37 over here at night or morning depending on how you look at it, so I have to be kind of quiet because my mother is sleeping. But I didn't think I was going to actually make a video for this week. I know I said I would, but I was intending to just flake out, or if I did make something, it would be about the slightly fluffier topic of what are you doing for the holidays and that kind of thing. But that's not what I've been thinking about lately. I think questioning the topic about whether or not you question your genderqueer identity has been resonating for me a lot this week. I came out sort of to my kind of on and off again partner, who is a cisgendered male. We didn't talk about it really in depth, but I think it's gonna be okay. He seems like he's gonna be cool with it, which is really nice, and a big kind of load off my chest. But anyways, do I sometimes question my genderqueer identity? Of course. Yeah, and I think that's often due to perceptions of what's genderqueer enough. Like, I mean, I wear dresses. I usually wear makeup when it's not 4:30 in the morning, and my skin is really unhappy. I'm sorry I look so fucking disgusting right now, and my hair is all... Yeah. And I like puppies and kittens and female things like that, even though I don't really know how what's categorized as masculine and feminine actually comes to be that way. But I've been reading some articles lately, just coming across on like Google searches about truly genderqueer people having problems with all these... Wait, my computer's dying. Oh. All these white college student, female-bodied college students appropriating the term genderqueer, and how wrong and horrible it is about all these privileged kids just saying, yeah, stick it to the man, and trying to be cool by coming out as genderqueer. And that's kind of difficult for me to dispute as a, if not a college student. I am a young, female-bodied, white, as you can see by my glowing complexion on the camera, white person. And that tends to be what the image of genderqueer is, and I think there is a lot of privilege associated with that, and what you can get away with. Someone living in my community who used to present as male and started presenting and came out as trans or genderqueer would probably get the shit beaten out of them, and I don't have that problem because I'm perceived as a chick. Even if I say that I'm genderqueer, it's okay, whatever, I guess. I think it's often cisgendered men, and not all, definitely not all, that have a problem with other men or people they perceive to be men displaying traditionally feminine traits, and so men, genderqueer people, male-bodied genderqueer people get a lot more shit of it for it, but at the same time, they're considered legitimately genderqueer. And this ties in, I think, with a problem that the queer community in general has had since the beginning of who is queer enough. It doesn't matter gender-wise, sexuality-wise, there's always this question, and that's because you can't fucking prove things like this. You can't prove your gender identity. You cannot prove your sexuality just because, well, I'm not gonna say, because I'm not straight, I can't. If I was straight and I fucked a chick, it would not necessarily make me gay. It's such a just arbitrary term that no one can seem to agree on, really. And so I think it's dangerous. I think it's dangerous when you talk about people misappropriating terms and not being trans enough, not being genderqueer enough, not being queer enough, not being gay enough, not being anything enough. Because then what happens to the kids that are called fucking faggot on playground and called trannies, and then when they get into the queer community, oh, just another goddamn straight poser kid. Stop being a fucking poser. What happens to them? I think anyone who finds shelter, that sounds bad, shelter. I'm doing finger quotes a lot because this is that kind of talk. But I think anyone who can feel comfortable in the queer community, period, as a genderqueer person, anyone, no one has the right to judge. And I shouldn't be the one saying no one has the right to judge because I'm white, female, young, wear makeup, dresses. Just speaking from, like, personal experience, I remember being very conflicted and very worried about coming out as queer in middle school when everyone was doing it. I never did because there's a lot of ridicule involved in being a female appearing person who comes out as queer. Like, everyone's automatically thinks bullshit, you're doing it for attention, and I guess I look down on my female-bodied classmates who, you know, came out as bisexual because it was a trend, and I probably made them feel like shit, and that was not okay. Even though I never identified as bisexual, I was sure everyone would think, oh, another one of those frigging white bisexual middle school chicks. So I was kind of really closeted, until, I mean, I've never come out to my family about, well, I guess I came out to my mom a few months ago about being queer and genderqueer, but we never really discussed it. And I still don't like to talk to my friends about such things because I'm still worried about being perceived as another poser, which is not helpful. And maybe I should be more open, but it's all very confusing. So I worry. I worry about having a place in the queer community. I worry about what my life will look like in 5 or 10 years. If any group will ever want me. And that's too bad, but at the same time, it's good that I think it can also be dangerous when you too closely ally with a specific set of people and don't branch out more. Now I'm blabbering again. Yeah. This is a really awkward video. But I was actually, according to this, I was actually able to talk for 2 minutes and 22 seconds without cutting off at one of these clips. So yeah, I'm really proud. It's late, or very early, depending on your view of these things. For me, it's very late. Long day. But on the other topic, what am I doing for the holidays? I am going to see my grandparents in Dallas, Texas. Woo! Which, they're conservative Texans. Let's just say that. But they're not, like, bad people. Like, I don't feel, I'm not out to them at all, but I'm not, like, afraid of them finding out my deep, dark secret of queerdom, because they're not, I have, like, a gay second cousin, but he's the only openly queer person in my whole family, and we're pretty large on my mother's side, and my mother's side of family is very southern, very large, lots of offspring breeding. That sounded bad, but you know. But I think it'd be okay. But Texas, I don't feel, Dallas is still a metropolitan area, so I don't feel, like, afraid to be out in public or anything, because people, oh, fucking dyke and come stone me or anything, but, I'm not, I just don't love the city in general, and I don't love interacting with my mom's side of the family. I'm not that close to them, and it's kind of grating sometimes, but I'm leaving Tuesday for that, and then I will be back whatever day Christmas is. Sunday? I'm coming back on Sunday during Christmas to save money, which I don't mind because I'm not that into Christmas, but it's my last, technically, it's my last childhood Christmas, my last under 18 Christmas, so I'm gonna milk the fuck out of all my relatives and friends and say, you better make me a stocking, Dad, and Santa, you better stuff my stocking with lots of good things, or I will be very upset. Greedy bitch right here. Okay, I better go to bed now, but I hope everyone has a fabulous week, and a happy Hanukkah and solstice and Christmas and Yule and New Year's and Kwanzaa. What other holidays are there? I don't know, but whatever you are celebrating, or if you are not celebrating, have fun with that.